Welcome to the first tutorial of Zotero. Zotero is a reference manager software. Basically, it helps you to maintain your own database of articles, conference papers, or reports. It is your own database, but it permits you to share part of your documents with those you want to share. It's a very easy program to have a standardized way of citing documents when you write some article or report in a Word, Google Docs, or LibreOffice program. With Zotero, you can use the citing style for journals or standard citation styles like Vancouver, Elsevier, or Harvard. Zotero is a free software, it's open source, it's developed by a non-profit organization, has no financial interest in private information. Please pause now the video and proceed to install Zotero from the URL you can see on the screen. Once the software has been installed and is running, you will see on the screen like this, in three different areas. On the left side, we have the folder or collections area. The main area is the bibliographic area, and the third area, we will call it the item information area, where we will find the details of the documents we're going to add to our Zotero database. On the upper side, you can also see an area of menu, some useful buttons, and on the right side of the main area, very important search box. We will talk about this later in this video. In this example, we will use Chrome browser, but it works the same way in Safari or Firefox browsers. What we need now is to connect our Zotero database with our browser. So we will install an extension, a connector. You can realize if it's installed or not because you will see a new icon on the upper right side of your browser. Anyway, install it or not, to install the connector, go to Zotero, click on Tools on the upper left side of the Zotero menu and click on Install Browser Connector. The installer will recognize your browser and will install the connector. If you have already installed it, just skip this step. But once you have the extension, you will see a Zotero icon on the upper right side of your browser. We will click on that icon to add records to our Zotero database. Once installed the connector, let's make an example. Let's search for a document in Google. We are searching for the article Fair Guidance Principles stored in PubMed. If we click on the title, we can see that the Zotero icon on the upper right side of our browser has changed a little bit, and making click on that icon, what we are really doing is adding that document to our database. If we change now to Zotero, we can see how we have added a first record to our Zotero. Look the main area and look the item information area. On the tab info, we have all the information about that item. Let's make another example. Now we are searching for data silos for data, and we will select the one from Springer Nature. We are going to access the document and then make click on the Zotero icon. But now observe that because it's a protected article, Zotero will not be able to download the full text PDF. However, the record has been also added to Zotero with all the bibliographic information. Again, you can check on the tab info all the data imported from the Springer Nature webpage. We have added two articles, one from a repository and another one from Springer Nature, an editor. Let's now add another type of document, which is a report from the European Union. In this case, turning fair into reality. So we are going to the website. We can choose to add directly the PDF, or we better add the record. So just doing the same process, make click over the icon, and you can see now turning fair into reality, a report which is identified as a web page, and we can change date and time. Very quickly, let's now add another type of document, which is presentation from LIBER, which is an international organization for libraries working with the FAIR data. And what are we going to do is to add a presentation from SlideShare. In this case, you can see that the type of icon is changed, and if you click on that icon, what you will have on your library, it's a presenting type of presentation. And observe that the name and the quantity of the field is changing with every item type. Just to finish very quickly, let's go to add another item type. In this case, when you're searching and you find a blog post, you can also add the information from a blog post. In this case, a blog post also from LIBER. And if you see the icon, it's again changed, and the record what you have will be the old information. Look that we don't have the author of the blog post, but we could add it easily if you can. In this case, we're adding LIBER Europe as the entity author. Okay, we have 5 documents. Let's try to organize a little bit of this. We have the 5 documents on my library, but we can create new collection. Just right click on your mouse and add a folder name, in this case library. The folder is right now empty, and we have always our documents in my library, but we can copy some of those documents to the folder that we have created. In this case, if we want to organize all our documents about libraries in a collection, we are going to repeat again the process. Right click of your mouse, and let's say we are going to create another folder of semantic web. It's empty, and now we can copy. Okay, you will have always all your documents in my library, but then you can make a selection of them by folders. Sometimes you need to add documents manually. In this case, just click on the main area, the green button with the plus sign, and you can add. In this case, we are adding an item type, which is a book about algorithms, and we can just fill all the fields that we want: edition, place, publisher, date, and so on. And so it's a very easy way to add manually documents to your database. Okay, let's focus now on the main bibliographic area. So you can see you only have title and creator, but of course you can add new columns. So please take a look to the same line of title and creator. On the right side you have an icon. You can click on there and add the columns that you wish. We are adding now date, but we can also add date added, which is the date that we add the record to our database. And of course we can sort our records by one of the column, and we can check and correct whatever we can see, the errors that we can discover. Of course we can also move the width of every column, and simply display the columns as we like, as we prefer. Sometimes this happens, you can lose the item information area, so just click on the right side. Okay, let's see the notes tab, where you can add some personal notes commenting the information you have stored in your database. This is important because later on you can search for some of your own comments, and so it's an easy way to discover the records when you have a very big database, more than, let's say, 100 documents. Just beside the info and the notes tab, we have also the tags tab. which function mainly, like a way to assign tags. Let's take, for example, this report into reality, and we can add that it was made by the European Union and it was ordered by the European Commission, and it's about fair data. So you can also search later on these tags, and you have also another tab which is related, and in that tab you can make a relationship between 2 or 3 or more documents. And on the main area you have the search box. And the search box, right now we can search by title, creator, or year. But if we expand the drop down menu, you can see that we are now looking for barren months, and there is 48 authors. So barren months is the last authors on this record. And expand the menu, the drop down menu, you can see that you can search in everything, which means that you can search in your own notes, but also you can search on documents, full text document that you have stored in your Zotero database. And now that you know the basics about Zotero, on the next video you will learn how to cite your Zotero bibliography into your Word, LibreOffice, or Google Docs documents according to the most common citation standards like Elsevier, Harvard, Vancouver, etc. Or how to share part of your bibliography with friends or partners, or how to access to Zotero even if you are not with your own computer.